caress the microphone.
What's up, YouTube? This is Drew from our band, the Kennedy Sway. Roll clip.
Running high, she's dead inside. She'll make you think you're worth the time.
And we are going to talk today about how to hold a microphone correctly. And this is for a live situation. If you hold that mic right up against your mouth,
Talking into the microphone.
you get a lot of bass frequencies and it sounds really full. Versus if you go ahead and sing with it or talk with it like right there.
Talking into the microphone?
Now even if I compensate for the gain loss here, go and do it again.
Talking into the microphone.
Go and do it again.
Talking into the microphone.
It's really thin, it's about to feed back. And I see a lot of times when people are singing, can I see real quick? A lot of times they'll go to sing a high note and they pull the mic way back here, maybe even way back here. But listen to how quiet it is from here. You're losing all that low end. It sounds thin. So really, if you're singing some loud note and you want to pull the mic a little bit to compensate, you should only be pulling it a couple of inches, only about maybe to there. Because any more than that and it just gets too thin. You are in a live situation and you have a stage monitor. This is the front of the mic. Everything is getting picked up from the mic this way and rejected from the back of the mic. So you want this rejection side pointing towards the monitor or else you're going to get feedback. So if you get too close, it feeds back. I see a lot of people that will hold the mic up to their mouth like this. It's good to get it close, but really how the mic is picking up is directly in the front here. So if you're hitting it from the side, it's just going by the transducer. It's not going into the transducer. So you want to essentially point directly into it and you'll get the cleanest signal. It'll sound the most natural.
This is correct.
So, according to Shure, the SM58 can handle 150 dB to 180 dB of sound pressure level before it starts distorting. That is the same level of a space shuttle launch. You're not that loud. That extra bass that you're hearing when you put the mic right up here is called the proximity effect. And each time that distance is halved, you increase the proximity effect. Now this mic right here is the Shure SM7B, very common in all recording. Michael Jackson used this mic on Thriller. And if you look, take off the cap, there's the actual transducer. This thing has a built-in gap. I'm looking right now, and the gap is about 1.5 inches. And I'm sure that's because the guys over at Shure knew that the optimal distance between their transducer and the performer is about 1.5 inches. Now, when you sing with this mic right up here, versus singing with it back here, versus singing with it back here, you're going to get much different results in the recording. And I'll show you that. So first, I will record with it right here, right where I like it. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. Now, let's try that same test again, but let's go 3 inches back. It's about there, okay? So about here. Let's try singing it back here. I see a lot of people doing it back here. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. So this one, I'm gonna go a foot back. And you'll see why this is not a good idea. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. I'm already noticing that that's quite a bit quieter. You know, the sound pressure level is so much lower. So let's see how much. Now, I already know that this one's going to be too quiet. So to make the difference, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to up the gain here so you can see how much I have to up it to get it to be the same. Let's see. That looks about right, wouldn't you say? Maybe a little bit more. So I'm having to add about 8 dB of gain simply because I was 3 inches back. A whole 8 decibels. That's quite a bit. Let's go to this last one. This 1 foot back. Ooh, this atrocity over here. Now, how much gain do you think we're going to have to add to get it even close to that? Quite a bit. Now, the right way would not be adding this after the fact like I am doing. It would be upping your input gain right here. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to do it digitally just so you can see when I'm a foot back versus right up on the mic, I have to add 16 decibels of gain. That's how much gain you're losing just from being that foot back. So let's listen to that one. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that... You can hear how much, how much noise is coming in, the background noise. You can hear the fan from my computer. You hear that reverb on my voice. That's not even the worst of it, because what's very popular with modern production is that you compress the snot out of the vocals. So watch when I compress this heavily. Let's see what happens. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drain. There's a ton of reverb. Do you hear it? The compression is bringing out that reverb like crazy. Let's listen to it on the close track now. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. You know, the reverb is just tucked behind there, and it just sounds like that vocal is so close and intimate in your face, which is very, that modern pop sound. You want that vocal up front right there. So let's say you're not using one of these SM7Bs, and I do recommend these SM7Bs because they block out the room acoustics so much. I think just because they're a dynamic mic, and if you have a noisy room, use an SM7B because it's just going to be the quietest. It's not going to bring out the room. Okay, so you got a condenser. What you need is a pop filter. What you want to do is to establish this gap. Tell your singer to sing against the pop filter. Make sure that their nose is touching it. If their nose is against it, they're at the right distance. If they're moving around and their distance between the mic is always moving, then you're not going to have a consistent sound level. There's going to be some takes that have more reverb than others. And believe me, I've had that happen where there's certain vocal lines where I'm like, there's so much reverb in this one. It doesn't sound natural and close like the other ones. Right now, I have this set at a 3-inch gap. For condenser microphones, the 3-inch gap is optimal. If you get too close, you'll get way too much popping and S-ing and all that, which these also help the popping and S-ing, but the closer you're to the mic, the more you're going to get that. So let me show you how it sounds at this 3 inches back. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. Nice and natural. So for this last one, the 1 foot mark is way over here. You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drain. Cool, so on that one we only lost about... So on that one it was 9 decibels. So the dynamic mic will really fall off more. The greater distance you get from that dynamic mic, the more gain that you're losing. Whereas this condenser will pick up things that are farther away, which is actually kind of bad because that means it's picking up all those room reflections in here. And that's why you may want to use the dynamic mic if you have a really live room that you're recording in. So, to conclude, sing into your mic like this. Don't sing into it like this. Especially live, just looking at how much gain I had to add, between having the mic right here, versus having it a foot away, which I see some singers live will put it a foot away when they're hitting those high notes. That's 16 decibels different. I don't think your voice is doing that, and even if it is, you're getting so much more reverb and you're losing all that low end. You know, you get so much more warmth. So all around, I think it's just better. Keep that mic right up there, especially in live scenarios. Also, if you're a metal vocalist, this was the most frustrating thing. I did sound for a band that I really looked up to. I really liked them. And the vocalist would cup the mic when he would scream. And then when he would sing, he wouldn't. What do you think's louder? His screaming. So his screaming, he's getting even more SPO by cupping it, but then he lets go when he sings, and I'm losing all that. So I can compress his screams, but then when he sings, his singing isn't going to be compressed at all. It's going to be too quiet. He won't be able to hear himself in the monitors. So don't cup the mic, especially if you're screaming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tips. So if you like this video, please press like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button. And until next time.